Let's bring in Dan Bongino. He's the host of Unfiltered with Dan Bongino. He's also the author of a great new book, The Gift of Failure. Dan, good morning to you, Dan. Throughout the morning, we've had various guests come on and talk about how weakness has invited these types of attacks. Congressman Michael Waltz just referenced, he tweeted a chart yesterday, Dan. I don't know if you saw it, but it shows the number of rocket attacks from Iranian and Iranian-affiliated forces over the last several years. You can see the spike. It's not hard to see the correlation, Dan. It jumps right up with Joe Biden taking office. What are your thoughts when we see this news this morning and the environment that has created that spike?
Well, I got a lot to say. Let me just say first, pray that the Lord God give those folks in Mississippi the strength to deal with the incredible obstacles ahead after that deadly tornado. I have family in that specific area around that Mississippi, Alabama area. So that's really devastating news this morning. But on this specific topic, I thought Pete and Rachel both had a good back and forth there. And we need to hear both sides of this. And here's where I'm confused, Will. You know, I come from the world of reason. That's what conservatives do, right? Does a policy work or does it not? Has it been tried in the past, and what were the results? So in the world of reason, I look for, spreadsheet type results. Here are the inputs, give me the outputs. So you're trying to tell me, like the military strategists and a lot of these political folks, you're trying to tell me that you have less than 1,000 troops in the region to prevent the, quote, reconstitution of ISIS, while you just abandoned Afghanistan and billions of dollars of military equipment while you were there to supposedly prevent the reconstitution of al-Qaeda. Can everybody just digest that for a minute and explain to me in what world that makes sense? So you abandoned an entire country after a decade of war, probably $1 trillion in net assets given there over time and opportunity costs, right? Countless deaths. You forfeit the whole country. You give them one of the world's biggest armies and billions of equipment. And now you're telling me we're in Syria, and you've got people on both the Republican and Democrat side who want to escalate this fight. This is like, well, you kicked me between the legs, now we're going to kick you too. Really? So you want to escalate now in the Middle East while escalating in Ukraine, while simultaneously preparing in a half-assed way for an invasion over the Strait in Taiwan. And that makes sense to you. With a nuclear power, that makes perfect. You're sitting at a table going, yeah, sure, we can do all this. And not to mention, here, explain this to me, too, using reason. You've got the Biden administration that goes over and, by the way, humiliates the Saudis, who, let's be clear, the Saudis have their own mercenary interests. Got it? But we live in a world of realpolitik, okay? We don't live in an Aesop's fable. We have to deal with a lot of bad actors around the world. So you've got this rotting bag of oatmeal in the White House who on one hand is saying, hey, listen, you Saudis really suck. Let me give you a fist bump and get humiliated. Saudis, the only natural, real counterweight over there outside of Israel to the Iranian death to America people, and you insult them too. So Iran and Syria is such a dangerous problem for us. We have a natural counterweight in the Saudis, in this kind of Sunni-Shia generational rivalry they got going, this Hatfields and McCoys for the generation, and we crap on both of them? And again, you're at a table going, makes perfect sense. Guys, I'm sorry, I live in the real world. You cannot alienate the Saudis, wokeify our military, cut our Navy short of the ships they need, miss recruiting budgets for our army, fight a war in Ukraine, fight a war in China, fight a war in Africa, fight a war in Europe. But you can't do this all at the same time. Let's defend Poland. Let's defend NATO. Let's defend Syria. How? While we're $30 trillion in debt and we can't even defend our own freaking border down south?
Yeah.
Please tell me in what world any of this makes sense. I'm baffled.
And cut off our own ability to produce energy and oil and gas.
Rachel, I wrote that right here. Here we go. Empowering Russia. I was taking some notes listening to Pete because I'm like, I don't even know what I want to focus on. So the Russians and the petro-states, who were sworn enemies of the United States, have an asset we're floating on in the United States. And the geniuses who want to fight everywhere all over the world while abandoning Afghanistan are like, no, let's leave our oil in the ground and enrich the Russians and the petro-states at OPEC instead so that they can fight a war against us. By the way, you know who's laughing right now? Putin. There is nothing Putin and Xi want more right now than the United States distracted in the Middle East. This is what they want. It serves two purposes. It keeps us militarily distracted and also enriches the petro states and fills their coffers with money we're sending overseas to buy petrochemicals we have right here. This is just national suicide, man. You know, it's crazy how the Biden administration and the Dems want the butter over guns approach, but want to fight like it's a guns over butter approach. Again, I don't. This is like bizarro Superman land.
Yeah. How
this makes sense to anybody? And listen, with all due respect to Congressman Waltz, who I like a lot, he's in my state, good man. We got to be realistic here, man. You got to triage right now what we're going to do. You know, he fought, Pete. You guys served. I was not in the military. I do not speak like I was. But because of that specific reason, because my ass isn't over there fighting, I'm very cautious and judicious about what I use my platforms for to recommend other people's kids go and die for. You really want to fight this? You sure? And wait, one more thing. And for this, like, oh, well, if we don't hit back, you know, I get it. Like, we're going to look weak. I understand. Like, really? We're the world's biggest military by far. We're Brock Lesnar walking in a bar, right? You're going to go and fight every little sniveling idiot in a bar who, like, gives you the side eye? You don't need, what do we need to do that for? We're the United States of America, man. If we wanted to annihilate the globe tomorrow, God forbid, we could do it like that. We don't need to stomp on ants all the time. This is crazy.
Well, you wrote the book, The Gift of Failure. I think you ought to send one to Joe Biden.
Oh, gosh, I could write a whole other book on here's the premise of the book is learning from failure. The problem is Joe Biden never does. No. Like Bob Gates warned us, and Barack Obama, too, with this guy.
You're right. Hey, Dan, I can tell it's going to be a good show tonight. What do you got?
Well, I got you, and I think you thoroughly enjoyed my Safe Spaces, unfiltered, teleprompter-free rant. It's my first round of applause, or snaps from Pete. You'll have to watch the show to see what I mean. It's pretty funny, actually. I was kind of confused until he explained. And then I have a monologue that every single thing the Democrats accuse Trump of doing, everything, police state, failing the economy, nuclear war, they're doing themselves. We got the receipts. Don't miss it tonight at 9.
You snapped.
I did. You'll have to see the segment to understand it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did it sarcastically.
I promise
you'll
get it.
Oh, I did. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It took me a second, but when I got it, it worked.
He's quick. Dan, you're the man. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.